One second. Hare Krishna. Leave that sound. No. You got to leave that sound. Hare Krishna, am I audible? Those who are online?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Not mute, leave the sound. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Okay. Okay, let's get started with the prayers and then let's start our discussion. Please join me in chanting the prayer. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyadadeshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining in, and we wish you all a very happy Kartik month starting from today. And many of you might be already aware that this month is a very, very auspicious month. So there's a mention, there's so many details are mentioned in like Padma Puran, Skanda Puran, Hari Bhakti Manas. So one of the thing is, it is said in the scriptures that any spiritual activity which is performed in this particular month had the benefit multifolds, 1,000 times. So we all chant, but chanting done in this month has more effect for our spiritual progress. So today we are starting this new series of pastimes from Srimad Bhagavatam, and we'll try to take some lessons, life lessons from those wonderful pastimes. So since it's a Kartik month starting today, so our first pastime that we're going to discuss is Damodar Lila. So as you all know that this month is also, Kartik month is also famous as the Damodar month, right? So the famous pastime that happened in this month, the Damodar Lila. So we'll discuss something about this Damodar Lila, try to take some lessons that what we can learn from that story. This probably Damodar Lila is one of the pastime of Krishna which has been commented the most by the acharyas. So let us discuss this. So as is said in the Bhagavatam, one of the verse says, Shanvatam Shanvata Shraddhaya Nityam Ganatascha Swachestitam Kalena Nati Dirgena Bhagavan Vishate Hari. So the meaning of this verse is, if anybody who hears Shanvata Shraddhaya Nityam, with Shraddha, with a lot of faith and devotion, somebody hears, Shanvata means listening, Nityam, daily, not like weekly ones, but daily, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, that is said in the Bhagavatam. Then what happens? Kalena na ati dirghena Bhagavan Vishate Hari. Na ati dirghena means it doesn't take long. For what? Bhagavan Vishate Hari. Bhagavan, the Supreme Lord, Hari, he enters into heart just by hearing about Krishna. So that is the power of hearing about Krishna. And now this month is very special. It's Kartik month. So the whole idea of doing this exercise is creating an opportunity for the devotees to hear the Krishna Katha. Right. So we'll start with this discussion, this pastime of Damodar Lila. So many of you might be already familiar with this Damodar Lila because every year, Kartik month, and for many years, we have been discussing about this Damodar Lila. So what is so special about this Damodar Lila? But we'll talk about that also. But I'll try to give you some background of this Damodar Lila. Why the Damodar Lila exactly happened. Okay. Before that, okay. So this is a very beautiful verse that will give you some background of understanding that why this particular pastime of Damodar Lila happened. So it is in the 11th canto, says, Na sadhyati mam yogo, na sankhyam dharma uddhava, na swadhyaya tapastyago yatha bhakti mamorjita. So what this verse explains from the 11th canto, Krishna is talking to Uddhava and he's saying, my dear Uddhava, the unalloyed devotional service rendered to me by my devotees brings me under their control. I cannot be thus controlled by those engaged in mystic yoga, Sankhya philosophy, pious work, Vedic study, austerity, or renunciation. So there's no other means that one can understand Krishna. And not only just understand Krishna, but with the devotion, one can bring Krishna under control. So Krishna is the supreme controller. Ishwaraha Parama Krishna. Ishwar means the controller. Krishna is Paramishwar, supreme controller. He controls everyone, including Brahmaji, Lord Shiva, 330 million demigods. And here Krishna is saying, the power of devotion, I can be controlled. So we can control the supreme controller. That's the beauty. So Krishna performs many pastimes, and most sweetest pastimes of Krishna among all the pastimes are Krishna's Bal Lila, childhood pastimes. They're very sweet. But among all the Bal Lila also, this particular pastime, Damodar Lila, is the epitome of Krishna's sweetness. So we'll try to understand that in today's discussion. So just to give you the background of why this Damodar Lila happened. So you see in the Bhagavatam, just before the Damodar Lila happened, there was another Lila of Krishna, which is called the Mrad Bhakshan Lila. Mrad Bhakshan means one time. Can you increase the volume from the speaker? Increase the volume because the sound is coming. So this Mrad Bhakshan Lila, what happened? That, one time all the friends of Krishna, including Balram, they complained to Yashodamai that, this Krishna ate the dirt. So generally, Balram is always on Krishna's side. But that day, actually, Balram is also complaining. So Balram is also complaining. So Yashodamai called Krishna and said, everybody is complaining against you, including Balram. Generally, he is always your side. It means something is serious. So they are complaining that you ate the dirt. So as usual, Krishna is trying to defend. No, they are all telling lies. Now this Balram is also taken their side. And don't trust him also. I didn't eat anything. And Yashodamai was insisting, no, wait. Why otherwise they'll come and tell the lies. And then Krishna says, if you don't believe me, then you can check my mouth. Did I eat or not? Say, yeah, that's a good idea. So open your mouth. Show me that did you eat. So when this Mrad Bhakshan Lila happens, and then he opens the mouth, what happened? Krishna showed the entire universe in the mouth. Right? So that is also one pastime. Krishna can do that. So he showed the entire universe, and Yashodamai was bewildered to see that who is this boy? How he can, and she can see everything inside the mouth, including herself. She was also there in the mouth because whole universe was there inside. So then Yashodamai was a little scared, taken aback, and then whole mood was changing of Yashodamai because generally she is in the Vasalya Bhav. She is treating Krishna as a small baby and feeding and always worried about he's not eating and all of that. Suddenly when he showed this Aishwarya, this is the first time that Krishna shows his Aishwarya to Yashodamai. So then after this thing, what happened? Now there's multiple reasons we can understand, but we are not getting into the detail of Mrad Bhakshan Lila because we have to discuss the Damodar Lila today. There is a reason that why Krishna ate the dirt. The Acharya is commented on that. But one of the thing was that Aishwarya is needed sometime to make the devotees humble. How we become humble? So we understand that humility is one of the very important principle on the spiritual path. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, unless you are humble, you cannot progress. You cannot even chant the name of. You cannot develop the taste for chanting the holy name. So humility is the first qualification. So how we become humble? So one way of being humble is when you see other devotees or the Lord or Lord's devotees, their majesty, their power, then naturally you start to feel that I'm so insignificant. And they're all great devotees. Lord is so powerful, so majestic. So Krishna actually showed in this particular Mrad Bhakshan Lila the his majesty, his opulence. And suddenly Yashodamai became very humble. She was thinking, I'm the queen of Vrindavan. She was Nandarani, the wife of Nanda Maharaj. So then Yashodamai immediately became humble. And then she was like kind of becoming humble. And then Krishna got scared. Say, what if Yashodamai changed the mood? She understood my position now. I'm very powerful. Now, if she started to treat me like the Supreme Lord or something like that, who will feed me? Who will chastise me? So Krishna actually, basically, through this pastime, what he's trying to show is that I love to be chastised by my devotee. Instead of me controlling my devotees, I love to be controlled by my devotees. So Yashodamai always control Krishna, chastise Krishna. So then he thought that if Yashodamai, what if she is scared of my opulence? Then the whole mood will change. Yashodamai will lose the whole Vatsalya mood. So then he says, no, I have to do something. So that Yashodamai forgets what she saw just. So what she saw was the universe in the mouth. So Krishna wanted to do something, which again Yashodamai forget. The Krishna is a small baby only. So he wanted to bring that mood to Yashodamai back. So that is what it is. So Krishna was scared. So this is what is the mood of Vrindavan. We should understand that how, in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, this so this is what is the power of devotion that we are talking here. So you see in the 8th canto of Bhagavatam, there's a description about this Varadev appeared. So now we know the Varadev is Krishna's another form. So when Varadev appeared, he was like on the ocean, and his form was such a gigantic form that the hair pore of that Varadev was so big that it can contain the entire ocean in just one hair pore. That was the size of Varadev. We can't even imagine. That was the size of Varadev. That entire ocean can fit into one hair pore. The same Varadev, when he comes in Krishna Lila, same Lord. And what happens here? Yashoda might take one bucket of water and give him the bath. So that is what is the different mood of the Lord here. So in the Vrindavan, actually, Lord doesn't show any kind of majesty, any kind of opulence. Vrindavan is dominated by all the sweetness. So there's no display of power in Vrindavan. So because he, by mistake, he showed the power. So I wanted to rectify that. Okay, I had to bring back all of those things. Right? So now Krishna wants to demonstrate that he is conquered by the power of love of his devotees. So yes, Aishwarya is also very, very important, sometime to show, so that the devotees understand that we are very insignificant. Ultimately, Lord is all powerful. Okay. So this is basically explained in this pastime, that how the two different aspects of Krishna has been explained in Vrindavan. One is Krishna's sweetness, one is Krishna's greatness. So greatness, generally Krishna doesn't show in Vrindavan. Krishna had the two features, greatness and the sweetness. So greatness he keep outside Vrindavan, only sweetness. So all this majesty, this opulences and all of that. Now that is the external feature of Krishna. The internal feature of Krishna is this sweetness of Krishna. So you see here in Vrindavan, Krishna is always engaged in playing with his friends, always, and sometime, he lose the game, then he has to take other friends on his back. So nobody cares that he is Bhagwan or something. They don't even believe him. That if you try to say also sometime that I am God, so they'll make fun of him. So that is the mode of Vrindavan, right? So the sweetness. So let us jump into this. What is this Damodar? Just as a background. So this Damodar Lila is in the 10th canto of the 9th chapter. And how Shukdev Goswami explains, he says, Shri Shuka Vacha Ekda Grahadashishu Yashoda Nanda Gehini Karmandhara Niptasu Nirmamantha Swayam Dadhi Yani Yani Gitani Tadbala Charitani Cha Dadi Nirmantane Kale Smaranti Tanya Gayata. Ekda Grihadashishu. One time, all the Grihadashi, all the maid servants in the house of Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Nanda Gehini. So Yashodamai gave them off. That okay, you just do whatever you want to do. And then Yashoda is the queen. So generally, she not to do any household work. A lot of maid servants are there. But one time, she thought, okay, today I'll make the butter for Krishna. Reason is because a lot of complaints are coming from the neighbors. Every day somebody will come and Krishna is coming stealing the butter. So then Yashodamai thought maybe something is wrong. These maid servants in my house, they're not, preparing the butter which is very tasty to Krishna. So let me do personally. I should make the butter. And then Nanda Maharaj was having 9 lakh cows, 900,000 cows. That was their main business. They belonged to the Vaishya community. So in that also, among all the 9 lakh cows, there are few cows which are very special cows and which belong to Yashodamai. They're called the Padmabandha cows. So they will eat very special grass, very soft and very juicy. And with eating that grass, these cows will give a very special milk. That milk was a flavored milk. There's a different kind of flavors. So Yashodamai thought, okay, I'll take the milk from my cows and I'll prepare the butter for Krishna from that milk, from the milk of Padmabandha cows. So Ekada Grihadashishu Yashodananda Gehini Karmantara Niktasu Nirmamanta Swayam Dadi. Swayam. She herself was churning the butter, making the butter. And then while she was doing that, Yani Yani Hangitani Tadbana Charitani Cha. How she was doing? While she was churning, she's not like thinking of some office work. What she is doing? Yani Yani Gitani. She is singing the glories of Bala Charitani Cha. She is just singing something about Krishna, oh my Krishna, my Lala, my something like that. So she was completely absorbed while doing the service. So this is how we can learn that how a devotee should do the seva. So sometimes we might be very much engaged in doing some seva, but thinking something else. I have to go back home. What time it will get over? They ask me one more thing. All of that. But what should be our absorption? Absorption is singing the glories of the Lord. So that is what she was doing. Tad bala charitanija, dadi nirmantate kale smaranti tanya gayada. And how she was singing, she was doing the kirtan. So we sing the kirtan. How we sing the kirtan? We sing and we play kartals, we play mridanga and all of that instruments. Actually, Yashodama is doing all of that. So while she was churning like this, her bangles, they were just, clinging to each other and they are making the sound of kartal. And that churning rod, she was making that little solid sound like a mridanga. And she was singing. So she was doing the kirtan and doing the seva. So that is how she was doing that. So when that happened, then after that, what happened? So then, Krishna was sleeping and Krishna suddenly woke up from the sleep. And when he woke up, he came straight to Yashodamai and said that I'm hungry, please give me something. Feed me. No, I'm hungry. So then Yashodamai was very happy that this, no, let me just put the people on mute. Okay. So then she came and she asked, give me the milk. So Yashodamai immediately took Krishna on the lap and she started to feed Krishna the breast milk and continued to sing the glories of Krishna, doing the kirtan, and we're entering the seva to feed Krishna. All right. So while that was happening, then suddenly what happened? Yashodamai realized one thing, that she kept the milk in the kitchen inside to boil. And then there was a sound of milk is spilling out. So as soon as she heard that sound of milk is spilling out, then it's very natural that she had to go and settle that. So she kept Krishna aside and then she rushed over the kitchen. And then what she did, she settled the milk in the kitchen, took out that pot, and then she came back. But in the meantime, what happens? Krishna was furious. Krishna was angry. Krishna wanted to teach something. That when you are engaged in my service, then you shouldn't be distracted for anything. Oh, my this thing, my that thing. To go home, some cleaning has to happen, something has to happen. Now, when you're doing service, satisfy Krishna fully. That is the way that you should serve Krishna. You are doing something and suddenly in between you leave the service to Krishna. So Krishna is not happy. So Krishna is teaching that. Of course, these are all Lila and pastimes. Those devotees like Yashodamai, they are completely absorbed through these pastimes. So basically, what happens sometime, Hare Krishna. So sometime, we think that we'll make more profit. So something is spilling out, so it should not spill out. So, we'll be losing something. But what is the real loss? Real loss is not about taking care of your material things. We might be so much of absorbed in taking care of the material things, and you miss out on serving Krishna. Then what happened? Krishna was furious, and immediately Krishna, he took a small, some stone and then broke the pot. And all the buttermilk and the whatever she was doing, everything was spilled. So she thought that I'll save something, little milk. She became the loser. She lost even more. Entire buttermilk and the butter and everything was lost. So sometimes we think, oh no, Prabhuji, we don't have the time for all this Krishna consciousness, for Bhagavad Gita, for chanting and all of that. Later we'll do chanting and all of that because we are more interested in making money and so many other calculation, other math. But you should understand we are the loser if you're missing on the Krishna. So that is what is the understanding here that we can say. So then Yashodamai came out and she saw that everything was spilled there and she understood that it is Krishna. And then Krishna is a small baby. And he stole some butter from that broken pot and then he ran into another room with the same, the spilled buttermilk. So he ran with those feet. So you can follow easily that where he's going. He did not put his head that somebody can track. He went into another room and there again he is engaged in what? Stealing the butter. So he called some of his friends, some of his monkey friends, all varieties of friends were there. And then there was a butter hanging on the ceiling. That is how they will hide, keep it beyond the reach of these kids. So he thought, okay, they all planned that how to steal that. Next project. Okay, so then they figured out there was some grinding mortar, a wooden grinding mortar. So they put that mortar. And then Krishna climbed onto the grinding mortar and with the help of all other his friends and the monkeys and everyone, started to steal the butter. And he was eating and he was feeding the monkeys and other friends and they're enjoying, laughing. And Yashodamai thought that this Krishna is becoming too naughty. As being a mother, it's my duty to discipline my child. She was in the Vatsalya bhav. That, if he keep doing all this, he'll become a very bad boy. So I had to discipline them. So then Yashodamai, what she did, she said, today I had to punish him. So she took one stick in the hand. And then Yashodamai started to follow in the feet. And she reached very silently. And she saw that Krishna is still there. And she goes there in the next room. And when she goes there, Krishna did not realize. But right at the moment when she was about to catch Krishna, he realized that Yashodamai is here. And he was very quick. Small boy. Yashodamai is an elderly lady. So he jumped out of that grinding mortar, started running. And Yashodamai is chasing Krishna with the stick in the hand. So that is how this Satyavrta Muni, he captures all this Lila in this song called the Damodar. So what he's saying, Namamishwaram Satchidananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. So he's saying, Namamishwaram. I bow down to that Ishwar, Namami Ishwaram, which Ishwar Satchidananda Rupam. Though he is acting like a small boy in Gokule Brajamanam, but actually is the Supreme Lord. And then that Lord is so beautiful and he is glorifying his beauty by glorifying the earrings. Lasat Kundalam, when he is running. So the Kundali is wearing that earrings. So they are running, when he is running, so it is moving to and fro. So he's saying this shark-shaped, alligator-shaped earrings, they're just moving to and fro. And that is increasing, enhancing the beauty of that. Small boy who is actually Satchidananda Rupa. Lasat Kundalam Gokule Brajamanam. Yashoda Bilo Yaloka Ladavamanam. So like that he glorifies. So here you see that Supreme Lord, who is the controller of the entire universe, Brahmaji, Lord Shiva, 330 million demigods. And here he is running. Why is running? But Yashodamai is chasing with a stick. Rudantam Muhur Netram Yugmam Rajandam. That is how it will. So when he was running, chasing, and then after a while, Yashodamai managed to catch Krishna. So she caught Krishna, and then Krishna also never saw Yashodamai with a stick. Many times she has mildly chastised Krishna in the past, but not with a stick. So then Krishna, as a small boy, was scared. Rudantam, started to cry. Rudantam. Muhur Netram Yugmam. Netra Yugmam means both the eyes, and is rubbing, crying like this. Rudantam Muhur Netram Yugmam Rajantam. Rajantam means he's rubbing the eyes. Karam Bhoja means Atank Netram. Karam both the hands, he's rubbing his eyes and is crying, and he was so terrified. Sa Atank Netram. What is being used as he was like Atankit. Atank means Atankvadi, like terrorist. So he was so terrified by seeing Krishna's, Yashoda's stick. So the Lord, the Supreme Lord Krishna, there is one verse comes about Krishna in the third canto. Hear it carefully. What is Krishna's position? In the Bhagavatam it is explained. Yad bhayat vati vatoyam suryas tapati yad bhayat varshate devo bhagano vati yad bhayat. Says yad bhayat vati vatoyam. Out of fear of the Supreme Lord, the wind blows. What do you see the wind? How it is blowing? By the fear of the Supreme Lord. Out of fear of him, the sun shines. That is the fear that sun is every day coming in the sky and shining. Out of fear of him, the rain pours for showers. And out of fear of him, the host of heavenly bodies shed their luster. So that is the fear of the Supreme Lord. Even the fear personified is fearful of Krishna. Because of his fear, the sun is shining in the sky. And that Supreme Lord, all-powerful Lord, is fearful of what? Yashoda stick. So that is what Krishna is showing here, that I can be controlled by the love of my devotees. I'm scared of my devotees. They can control me with the power of their love. Right. So this is what happened here in this particular pastime. So then Yashodamai was also a little scared. Oh, this small boy is crying. He should not be too terrified. Atank, Netram. So then what she did, she threw the stick up. She said, but I'm not going to leave you like that. I had to punish you. So then she decided to punish him in a different way. She said that, okay, I'll tie you today. That is your punishment. For the small child, punishment is because he loved to play with the friends outside. So today you will be tied, you can't go outside. That is your punishment. So let me tie you. So the same grinding water, she pulled it, and that is how we see the Damodar in that picture. So, and then Yashodamai started to tie Krishna with a rope, right? With the idea that she can tie Krishna with a rope. She did not realize Krishna cannot be captured by any power. Formula is different, right? The big yogis, the meditators, the jnanis, since time immemorial, they're sitting in meditation. They read the scriptures, they could not understand Krishna. Who is this Krishna? They want to meditate, they want to bring Krishna's form in their heart, but they cannot capture. So Yashodamai is trying to capture Krishna and trying to tie Krishna with the rope. But now Krishna has to again do some magic. So he's like a scared boy and very humble, standing there, Yashodamai trying to tie with the rope on the belly. That is how Krishna became famous as Damodar. Damodar means Dam means rope, Rasi, and then Udar means belly. So when Yashodamai tied Krishna with the rope on the belly, then that same Krishna became Damodar. And that is why Yashodamai is also the name of Yashoda is Yashoda. Yash means the fame, one who gives the fame. So Yashoda made Krishna famous as Damodar because of this Lila. That is why she is Yashoda and Krishna is Damodar. So she's trying to tie Krishna, and then she realized that this rope was 2 fingers short. That's okay, I'll get another rope and tie. So she got another rope, added that rope, and then she again tried to tie Krishna. So then again, the rope was 2 fingers too short. She said, how it is possible? I added another rope. It can be still the same short. Then she got another third rope, fourth rope, and all the rope in the house available. Every time it was shot by two fingers. So she could not understand. She was getting bewildered. And then she thought, okay, but I have to tie. I will not leave this Krishna like that. Then she started calling all the neighboring ladies, calling out, hey, you come, and everybody comes, come with your rope. So all the Vrindavan, all the Brajvasis in Vrindavan, all these ladies who was complaining against Krishna, thought, okay, today is our day. So they all came with the rope, and all the ropes of Vrindavan were added, and still it was shot by two fingers. So this is a very, very significant point here, and why this rope was every time, shot by two fingers. So we need to understand that. So let us see this verse. It's a very classic verse which appears in this 10th canto. Let me show you this verse. So this exercise of attempting to tie Krishna started in the morning on the day of Diwali. Yashodama kept all household works. On Diwali day, a lot of things you have to do, cleaning, lighting the lamps and all of that. She kept everything aside. Only job is we have to tie Krishna. So it started in the morning and it went on till evening, 12 hours. And she was also very determined to tie Krishna. And all the ladies, everyone left everything and they're just standing there. And this is what is our project today. We have to tie Krishna. And he's not getting tied. He's not getting bound. Right? So why is not getting bound? So that also we'll understand. But let us see the few things here. Oh. So then this verse comes. Swamatu swannagatraya vishrasta kavarasraja drashtva parishramam Krishna kripya asit swabandhane. It's a very, very important verse to understand for all of us. Wonderful life lessons we can derive from this verse. So Swamatu means her own mother. Because of Mother Yashoda's hard labor, parishramam, drashtva parishramam Krishna. When Krishna saw parishram, shram means labor. You are doing hard work. Parishram means completely you are absorbed in doing the hard work. Pari means it completes. Like we say, that parisar, boundary. The premises we call parisar. Is a parivarthan, transformation. Parivrajagacharya. Like Prabhupada, traveled all around the world. He is famous as Parivrajagacharya. So this pari means paridhi. Paridhi means like complete circle. That is paridhi. So parishram means entire, full efforts. There's not a tinge of, this thing were left that she is not putting the words. So then, drashtva parishramam Krishna, kripya asit swabandhane. When Krishna saw that my mother is putting so much of effort, parishram, by seeing that hard labor, that sincere effort, then what happened? Kripya asit swabandhane. Krishna, out of his own mercy, swabandhane, he decided to be bound by Mother Yashoda. So if we are interested in capturing Krishna, to bound Krishna into our heart, into our consciousness, that is what is our goal, to become Krishna conscious. How to become Krishna conscious? Here is the secret. Drashtva parishramam Krishna. Because of Mother Yashoda's hard labor, her whole body became covered with perspiration. She was sweating. So there has to be sweat. Right? Without sweat, you cannot get Krishna. To get Krishna, you have to sweat. You say, no, I'm aram say, whenever I get time, I'll chant. If I don't feel like chanting, I'll not do. Someday I'll go, someday I'll not go. No, not like that. This is not the way to bind Krishna. Parishramam Krishna, you have to literally sweat for Krishna. You have to put in all the efforts. Then by seeing your parishramam drashtva, kripya asit swabandhane, Krishna will show the mercy and then he'll decide to be bound. So this is what happens here, that became covered with perspiration and the flowers and comb were falling from her hair. When child Krishna saw his mother thus fatigued, he became merciful to her and agreed to be bound. So how Krishna got bound? Because he agreed to be bound. Nobody can bind Krishna. Nobody has the power. So Krishna decides, but how he decides? By seeing our sincere efforts. So that is the title for the today's session, if you might have noticed. God's effort or endeavor versus God's mercy. So this two finger is a mystery. What is the mystery behind these two fingers? Mystery is this. Acharya explains why are the only two fingers short, one or three or four fingers. So say these two fingers, they signifies two things. One thing is your endeavor, and along with your endeavor, Lord's mercy. That is the combination to capture, to bind Krishna into our heart. Right? Without which it is not possible. So that is the significance. Can you close the door? Possible? No. So now Acharya explains on this verse. Actually, there's a lot of commentary that happened. So this is one reason the two fingers are why. What is the significance of two fingers? Also, it is explained that why Krishna decided to be bound at that time. Why was not getting bound all these hours, morning to evening? Why suddenly he decided? So one thing is there's multiple things that Krishna has his own preference. He is Swarat. He is transcendental autocrat. Nobody can dictate that this is how you should do. He is completely free, independent. Whenever he wants, whatever he wants, he will do that. Another thing is Krishna likes to take challenge. So what is happening was when he was not getting bound. So all these ladies also, they're all discussing what is happening. This all time is going. They knew that Krishna is a little naughty boy. If you challenge him something, immediately he will take the challenge. So they utilize the trick. So you say, oh no, it cannot happen. They say, how it cannot happen, I'll show that how it happens. That kind of mood. Right? Sometimes it works, that trick works. You tell someone, the one devotee was sharing that one devotee was following someone and he was preaching, this person started chanting and all of that, becoming Krishna conscious. Many years, but he somehow could not give up the onion and garlic. So this devotee will go and meet, give up onion and garlic, you're already chanting, coming to temple, everything you're doing, why you're so, attached to this eating onion and garlic. He, for many years, 10 years, he did not give up. Then one day somehow, this devotee was in a different mood. He said, you are useless fellow, you can never give up onion and garlic. And next day only he gave up. Sometimes the trick works that if somebody challenges that you can never do that, say, oh, how you can say like that? I'll give it tomorrow. So what these ladies were doing is, they were saying to Yashoda mind, that Krishna cannot be bound. Forget it, why you are just spending so much time and efforts, you're already exhausted. Krishna cannot be bound. It's not in his destiny to get bound. So when Krishna took it as a challenge, how I cannot be bound? I'll get bound. So that works, not all the time, but sometimes it works. So Krishna decided, oh, everybody challenging me that I cannot be bound. It is not in my destiny to be bound. Now I'll bound. So then, Kripya Asi, so bandhane, he decided, so bandhane, right? And also, yes, that as I said, that Krishna is the transcendental autocrat. Whenever he desires to be bound, then only he'll get bound. So the process is bhakti. When we show our devotion, so devotion is not just something lip service. Oh yeah, Krishna, you are Supreme Lord, you are my master, I'm your servant, I'm your das, please bless me, I'm insignificant. It's not just lip service. Devotion means, that is why Prabhupada always, you see when you read Prabhupada books, Prabhupada always translated bhakti as devotional service. He never translated bhakti as devotion. Because devotion is the emotion, but then that emotion has to be expressed by your actions. So when you call bhakti as devotional service, so devotion is emotion and then service is the action. So you have a lot of emotions. Krishna, please engage me, give me some seva. When seva comes, they say, not me, give him. Not like that. We should express in action, we should show in our action. So that is how. So when Krishna decides, when he sees that somebody is completely engaged in devotional service, so Krishna saw that Yashodamai was completely absorbed, and so much so that she was literally started sweating for doing seva to Krishna, and then he decided. So this is how the seva has to happen. Okay, let us take some lessons for the seva, that what is, because when we come to the temple, we talk about the seva. Seva is the process, devotional service. So how the devotional service should be practiced is this. First thing is Shravan should happen. Shravan means somebody comes and say, okay, please do this seva. So you hear, right? And then you hear the desire of one who is like, okay, this seva you should do. So that Shravan happens. But along with the Shravan, there has to be Samanvaya. Samanvaya means the harmony. I say, okay, do this seva in this way. You might think in another way. Say, no, why this way? I'll do that way. And there will be clash. There will be ego clash. I want to do this seva in this particular way. This Prabhuji is saying, do this way only. Why is detecting me like this? So the seva has to happen with the harmony also. Samanvaya. That is the right mood to do the seva. And then when there is a right samanvaya, then seva happens rightly. But sometimes what happens, there is no samanvaya. Samanvaya means there is no harmony. Somebody says, do this seva, you want to do some other seva. You want to do it differently. So the point what has been explained is that we should do the seva. If there is no samanvaya, still you start doing the seva. Who doesn't agree with others' opinion? Say, okay, let me do the seva. So then what happens when you start to do the seva, then for that, a lot of tolerance is needed. Sahishnudha. So you tolerate, okay, somebody's opinion like that, let me do the seva. When you do the seva, then samanvaya will also go. Gradually you realize. So we can all experience this. Somebody told me to do like this, I did not feel like doing this, but then I thought, okay, let me do this. And later I realized, oh, it was good that I did like this. So this is the way to do the seva. Shravan, samanvaya, and then Sahishnudha should happen. So this is how the seva is. Another important factor in the seva we should understand is when we do the seva, there is a 3F formula. 3F happens. How the seva should be happen. So one thing in the seva, first F is fatigue. So you might get tired, you might get exhausted sometime in doing the seva. So that should not become the reason for you to give up the seva. Oh no, I'm tired now, I cannot do. Forget it. Oh yes, there will be exhaustion in the seva. We had to do. You have to exhaust yourself. You have to go out of the box, or physical limitations or mental limitations. If you really want to reach that attract Krishna, to capture Krishna into your heart. So that is fatigue. But sometimes when there's too much of exhaustion, too much of seva, you might end up giving up the seva itself. Number one. Second is failure. Okay, somehow you push yourself, you get exhausted, you take hard efforts to do the seva. And then there is a success in the seva. Then you forget all the labor. So now I'm happy and satisfied. I did all this, though I was tired, but now the result came. Very happy, and that will give you the energy. But then it may happen that sometimes there is a failure in the seva. You exhausted yourself, you pushed yourself, and after that also result did not come. And you become completely disappointed, disheartened. What is this? I was exhausting too much, and then result also did not come. This is a failure. So in the failure also you should not give up. So fatigue followed by failure, and still you somehow push yourself. Then another challenging thing that happens when we do the seva in the association of devotees, then there is a feedback. Feedback means you did some seva, you got tired, you did all the decoration. Somebody, what is this decoration? You don't know, it's not looking good. What is this person? I am just morning to evening, I'm just working hard, already tired, exhausted. This person is simply coming and making some comment. You get so disappointed. Say, what do you think of yourself? You do. We get into that mood. So with the fatigue, with the failure and the feedback, still with the same enthusiasm, you can continue the seva. That is the real seva. Then Krishna will be attracted by that. So this principle has been explained by Rupa Goswami. Ussaha nishya dharyat tat tat karma pravartanat. One should have the ussaha. And then dharya. Dharya means a lot of patience. Despite all the failures, despite all the feedback, you should continue to do the seva. So here, why we are discussing all that, because it's very, very important verse. Drashtva parishramam Krishna kripya asit sabandhane. It's a secret revealed here. If you want to capture Krishna, then Krishna had to decide to be bound. But how he'll decide? By seeing Drashtva parishramam Krishna. When you do hard labor for Krishna, you get exhausted. You are okay to take the failures. You are okay to take the feedbacks from Krishna, from other devotees in the service of Krishna. And still you continue with the same enthusiasm. That will attract Krishna's heart. And then Krishna says, okay, here is a sincere devotee. I'll go there. So that is how it is. So that is what Krishna is showing here. So Krishna was bound here. And this verse comes, which explains, Shukdev Goswami says, Evam sandarshitaya ga harina mratyavashyata savashena bhikrishnena yashedam seshwaram vase. O Maharaj Parikshit, this entire universe with its great exalted demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, Lord Indra, is under the control of the Supreme Person of Godhead. Yet the Supreme Lord has one transcendental attribute. What is that transcendental attribute? Bhratya Vashyata. Bhratya means the sevak, servant. He can be controlled by Vashyata. He can be under the wash of his devotees. So this is the transcendental attribute of that Supreme Controller who controls even Lord Shiva, Brahma, all the demigods in the universe. He comes under the control of his devotees. This was now executed by Krishna in this pastime. So that's the purpose of doing this pastime. Krishna wanted to exhibit this particular attribute about himself, that I can be controlled by my devotees. Bhratya Vashyata. Right? That Krishna, neither Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, nor even the goddess of fortune, who is always the better half of the Supreme Lord, can obtain from the Supreme Person of Godhead, the deliverer from this material world, such mercy as received by Mother Yashoda. So devotees get the mercy which is not received by Brahma, Shiva, Lakshmi, and all that. So devotees is a very, very unique position. That is how in our Vaishnava Sampradaya and the Vaishnava Gaudiya Sampradaya, the position of a pure devotee is kept much higher than all these great demigods. That is what the Bhagavatam explains. The 330 million demigods. Worshipping all the 330 million demigods versus worshipping a pure devotee, the bona fide spiritual master like Prabhupada. That has the more weightage than worshipping all the 330 million demigods. Because the demigods can give you some material opulence, material benefits, but a pure devotee can give you Krishna. So what do you want? You want to become the king of this world? Yes, some demigod can bless you to become the king. But then again, what will happen? You will not continue to be the king. You become pauper again. But a pure devotee, because he carries Krishna in heart and he gives Krishna to everyone. So that is why this worship of a pure devotee is very, very powerful. Actually, there's a verse in the Bhagavatam that says, I'm not able to recall that verse, but that verse explains that Sarvadev Mayo Guru, the last line is like that. Sarvadev Mayo Guru means all the devatas. If you worship all the devatas, rather you worship Guru, the bona fide spiritual master. Now, Guru itself is a big subject. Who should be the Guru? Not all these modern bogus gurus, self-proclaimed gurus, talking about a pure devotee who is coming in the Parampara system. So if that kind of a pure devotee, a bona fide Guru, that is more beneficial than worship Sarvadev, all the demigods. So that is the situation. So here you see the Mother Yashoda's position is much more powerful than all the Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lakshmi, because she is getting the special mercy of Krishna. Okay. So these are a few of the points here. And then many more points that we'll discuss. But I want to continue to discuss in detail about many more points. So we'll talk about that. More reasons that why it took so long for Krishna to be bound. So few reasons I already mentioned, but there's more reasons that Acharya has explained. And also when Krishna is showing this Bhratya Vashyata, that I'm controlled by my devotees, then Krishna has many, many qualities. Like he's the Lakshmipati, he's the Atmaram, he is Mukunda. So we'll see, we understand all that how Krishna gave up all those attributes. As the Atmaram means he's self-satisfied. Krishna is not satisfied here. He's crying for Mother Yashoda's milk. So Krishna says, I am the God and I am the feature of Atmaram. But now no more Atmaram. I want your milk. Krishna is, it says that Krishna, the fear personified, is fearful of Krishna. Everybody is fearful of Krishna. Krishna says in this pastime, I am fearful of my devotee. So Krishna is giving his godhood. Why? Because he wants to exhibit sweet nature, sweetness. There are two aspects as we discussed, sweetness and the greatness. So in this particular costume, Krishna is exhibiting his sweetness, and he want to, to hide his greatness. So we'll see that what are the different features of Krishna, which basically explains his greatness. And Krishna is giving up all of that and showing that, I'm controlled by my devotees. Also, why it took so long, there is another very important reason that why it took so long to Krishna to be bound. So there's so many things happening. Krishna has many, many energies. Krishna is Parash Sakti Vivideva Shruyate. Krishna is unlimitedly powerful. Many energies are working. So Krishna has unlimited energies. So there was some discussions were going on. And in a spiritual world, everything is a person. Even those Shaktis, they're personified. So all the Shaktis, they gathered there. So one of the Krishna Shakti is, Krishna is all powerful. That is one of the Shakti. Now, this all powerful Shakti comes there, says how Krishna can be bound. Krishna cannot be bound. He is all powerful. So the Shakti will stop Krishna to be bound. And like that, many, there are 16 kind of energies of Krishna has been explained. They all came there, and the discussion is going on. Like big panel is sitting there, and there is a delay in decision. Okay, what to do? Tell. You finalize, padafat, and tell whether I should get bound or not. What is your decision? So all the 16 people are, discussing something. So then final some decision has to come out. So that Krishna says, what you decided, you tell. I should bound or not? And then finally something happened and Krishna decided to bound. So for that, you have to stay tuned for the next session. I want to create that. And we'll discuss in more detail and some other lessons we'll try to learn from this. So we want to keep it just for strictly for 1 hour. Okay. So we'll continue more that why there was a delay in Krishna getting bound and Krishna, how he gives up his godhood and all of that. And then we'll take some lessons, concluding lessons from this Damodar Lila. Okay. So thank you everyone for joining in, and now it's a very, very auspicious month. So please take the advantage of this particular month. It's a bumper sale going on. So as I said, you do anything, the benefit is 1,000 times. So please don't miss this month. Those who are thinking, planning that yes, Prabhuji will chant, will read, will come to temple. This is the high time. Start doing. If you're not doing already, please start to chant every day without fail. Start with 1 round, 2 rounds, 16 rounds. Read every day Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Come to the temple, have darshan. Also at your home, you can practice few things. Like in this particular month, there is a significance of offering the ghee lamp to Krishna every day. So you can light a ghee lamp in your house every day and offer to Krishna's picture. And specifically, if it is Damodar picture, it will be nice. And also in this month, we sing this song called the Damodar Astakam. So every day, please make sure that you sing in your home. You say, no, Prabhuji, we don't know how to sing. No problem. Go on YouTube, find Damodar Astakam lyrics or some track. Play that along with the track, you can sing yourself. Now for the ghee lamp, and after the chant Hare Krishna mantra, and then read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Do whatever you can do. We are already doing, do more. So take the full advantage of this particular month to attract the mercy of Krishna. Okay. So now let us do all of us together. Let us try to, chant at least 1 round together, and then all of you can chant more later.
Bring out the warm food.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna, Hare